This demo consists of two parts: how to create a smart account from CCW, and how to enable smart licensing on a platform and interact with Cisco Smart Software Manager. We're going to look at how to create a smart account during the ordering process now. Remember that we need to put in the smart licensing enabled products into the smart account so that we can use them without being shipped a pack like before. So in this order, I have some malware protection software. I also put in the cloud services router. This is a smart licensing enabled product for this particular SKU I got here. I also have some email security software. This item is smart account enabled because it has a type SA next to it. The smart account is like an online banking account where we can keep track of different assets. I can click on Assign Smart Account. Here I can play a role of different individuals, and right now I'm playing the role of a partner ordering on behalf of my customer. And the customer in this case is Canada Motors Inc., a fictitious customer for the purpose of this demo. What I want to do now as a partner is to assign these products to Canada Motors Inc. Smart Account. We use a DNS domain ID as a default, so it is canadamotorsinc.com. In this case, it didn't find an existing smart account for Canada Motors Inc., so we want to show you how to create and set up a smart account. Had I found it, my task would have been done at this point. To create a smart account, I click on Request Customer Smart Account on the right-hand side here. I get a little form, and all I really need to do is to put in the email address of the person authorized to accept this smart account on behalf of this customer. I put in their email address, and you notice that the domain identifier below is automatically filled in. This is the default, but you can change it to something else if you wish. Then I submit the request for a smart account. You may ask if this request is going to take some time, and if the order is going to be blocked until this is completed. The answer is no, and the order is going to go through even though the customer has not done the work to accept the smart account yet. Eventually, they will have to accept the smart account in order to use the software, but the ordering process is not blocked. So right up here, we now see Canada Motors Inc. in the Customer Smart Account field, which is a smart account we just added. So how does this process continue to enable the customer to accept the smart account? Well, the customer will receive an email that looks like this, and it tells this person that the request for Canada Motors Inc. Smart Account is pending approval by the customer, the person it was sent to, and who made the request. In this case, I was functioning as a partner in CCW, and in the message to approval, you can put a good long message so they would know that it's coming from a partner and not from some unknown place or spam email. And finally, I click on this link, which takes the customer to the terms and conditions where they can accept to create the smart account. Everything is the same as what you do in CCW today. All that is different is the smart account assignment or creation. Now that we have created a smart account to house the smart licensing enabled products, let me show you an example of how to enable and use smart licensing on a CSR 1000V router. When a product has both traditional and smart licensing, you can enable smart licensing with a command or a GUI. Here, from the device, go into the configuration mode by config-t command followed by license smart enable. The device responds back with the appropriate feedback. Exit out of configuration mode and then save it to memory with the command write memory. After building the configuration, we can confirm that the device is now in smart licensing mode with the command show license all. The output shows us that smart licensing is enabled and the compliance status is in evaluation, and the license state is unidentified. Devices pass through three main states. The first is unregistered, which means nothing has been enabled. The second state is unidentified, meaning it's been enabled for smart licensing, but not registered. And finally, moving into two possibilities as the device goes into operations. Authorized means that you have more licenses than being used. Out of compliance means that you are using more licenses than you have. In an out of compliance situation, the product will continue to work as the smart licensing mechanism is not intended to harm the customer operations. We simply report the out of compliance situation and then have a conversation with the customer afterwards. Next, we'll pick up a registration token from the portal before returning to the device to register it. And then return to the device where we'll issue the command license smart register ID token, and then simply paste the ID token into the command line followed by the enter key. Remember that the device registers with the portal to identify itself. Use the command show license all to confirm that the device is now registered, and by scrolling up we now see that the compliance status reflects in compliance. And slightly below that, we can see that the state is now authorized. This can be confirmed through the portal by selecting the event log and seeing that it was added to the virtual account Milan. Under the Licenses tab, we will see that the licenses are in use, and next to the Premium 50M, note that the total of 1 license is in use. Under the product instance, you can note that the router was added and that the device license is being used. The event log is also used to confirm this by showing that the instance for Cisco Live Milan CSR was added to the virtual account Milan. The portal offers dialogues to let users know the severity of messages requiring actions. In this case, there is a shortage of 1, and we need to add a license in order to return to compliance. This is also noted by the shortage of a -1, and we can simply transfer the licenses from the default virtual account to take care of the shortage. And this is a great example of how licenses are no longer locked to the device. Select transfer from here, select the virtual account you want to transfer to, enter the quantity before clicking on OK. The portal will respond back to the dialog, letting the person know that the operation was successful. The event log keeps track of the transfer, saying that the license was moved to the new virtual account. And by selecting Milan virtual account, we can see that the license was transferred and we no longer have a shortage. The event log shows that the transfer took place, resolving the shortage that existed before.